My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen closely, because what you are about to hear is not ordinary. There is something quiet, something subtle, that has been happening in your life again and again. You may have ignored it. You may have brushed it aside, thinking it was nothing. But deep inside, you felt it, that gentle pull, that whisper that says, "This matters." Don't skip this moment. Stay with me, because something huge is waiting for you to understand. You are not making mistakes because you are weak, you are making them because you are overlooking what was meant to guide you. The small signs. The inner voice. The moments when your heart told you to slow down, to choose differently, to trust a deeper path. And each time you ignored it, something inside you grew quieter. Not gone, just quieter. This is the mistake. Not failure. Not imperfection. But ignoring the very thing that was trying to lift you higher. There is a reason you feel unsettled at times, a reason certain choices don't bring peace, even when they seem right on the surface. It's because your soul recognizes what your mind sometimes refuses to see. And right now, as you're hearing this, something inside you is waking up again. A realization. A quiet awareness. That you were never lost, only distracted. But this is just the beginning, because what comes next will change the way you see every decision from this moment forward. But here is where everything begins to shift, not outside you, but within you. There is a moment, so small that most people miss it, when you feel a hesitation before making a choice. A pause. A quiet nudge that doesn't shout, doesn't force, but simply waits for you to notice. That moment is where your direction is decided. Don't scroll past this feeling. Stay till the end, because this might be the very moment you've been waiting for without even realizing it. You see, the serious mistake is not choosing the wrong path, it's choosing too quickly, without listening. It's filling your life with noise so you never hear the guidance meant just for you. Every time you rushed, every time you ignored that pause, you weren't just making a decision. You were stepping away from something that was trying to align you with peace, clarity, and purpose. But here's the surprising truth. That voice never left you. It's still there, right now, clearer than you think. Not louder, but deeper. Not forcing, but inviting. And the moment you choose to listen again, everything begins to change. Because what you thought was confusion, was actually a signal. What you thought was delay, was actually protection. And what you thought was silence, was actually guidance waiting for your attention. Something is opening for you, something you cannot see yet, but you can feel. And in the next moment, you'll understand why ignoring this has held you back for so long. And now, something deeper is about to reveal itself. Think about the times you felt completely certain, yet something inside you gently questioned it. Not with fear, not with doubt, but with a quiet sense of wait. That feeling was never there to stop you, it was there to refine you. Don't miss this. Stay with this moment, because this realization changes everything. You were not being delayed, you were being prepared. Every pause you ignored, every inner signal you dismissed, was shaping a path that could have been clearer, lighter, and more aligned with who you truly are becoming. But here is the part most people never understand. The guidance within you doesn't compete with your thoughts, it waits for your attention. It doesn't shout over the noise, it whispers beneath it. And if you're always rushing, always reacting, always moving without reflection, you slowly lose connection with the one voice that truly knows the way forward. This is why things have felt heavier at times. Not because you are on the wrong journey, but because you have been walking without fully listening. But right now, something is changing. You are becoming aware again. Aware of the pause, aware of the feeling, aware of the quiet truth that has been trying to reach you all along. And once you begin to recognize it, once you start to trust it even a little, you will notice something powerful. Decisions will feel clearer. Your steps will feel lighter. And the confusion that once surrounded you will begin to fade. Because what comes next is not just understanding. It's alignment. And just when you think you've understood it, something even more powerful begins to unfold. There is a shift that happens the moment you stop ignoring that quiet inner knowing. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. But it changes the way everything feels. Stay till the end, because this is where most people turn back and miss what was meant for them. You begin to notice patterns you couldn't see before. The same situations, the same choices, the same moments where you once rushed, now feel different. Slower. Clearer. Intentional. And suddenly, you realize something that was hidden in plain sight. You were never meant to force your way forward. You were meant to flow with awareness. The serious mistake was never about doing too little, it was about not being present enough to recognize what truly mattered. Because when you are present, when you truly listen, life stops feeling like a constant struggle to figure things out. Instead, it becomes a quiet unfolding. You start choosing with clarity instead of pressure. You start moving with confidence instead of doubt. And most importantly, you stop chasing what was never aligned for you in the first place. But here's the part that will stay with you. This awareness is not something you find once and keep forever. It's something you choose, again and again, in every small moment. And the next part will reveal why this choice, this simple, quiet decision to listen, can completely transform the direction of your life. And now, you're standing at a point most people never even realize exists. It's not a place you can see, it's a decision you can feel. Right here, right now, you are choosing between two ways of living. One where you continue to move on autopilot, ignoring the quiet signals within, and one where you finally slow down enough to truly hear them. Don't look away from this. Something huge is waiting for you in this very realization. Because the moment you begin to listen, even in the smallest situations, everything starts to respond differently. Conversations feel clearer. Decisions feel lighter. And the constant noise that once clouded your mind begins to fade into the background. You start noticing things you missed before, opportunities that were always there, but hidden behind distraction. And here's the truth that changes everything. Clarity was never far from you. It was just waiting for your attention. Every time you choose to pause instead of rush, to feel instead of react, to listen instead of ignore, you step closer to a life that feels aligned, peaceful, and deeply right. But this is where it becomes real. Because awareness alone is not enough. It's what you do with it, in the next moment, that defines everything. And in what comes next, you'll discover the one simple shift that turns this awareness into something powerful, something you can carry into every single day. And now, the moment you've been moving toward without even realizing it has arrived. This is where everything becomes real. Because the shift is not complicated, it's not something distant or unreachable. It's something so simple that most people overlook it completely. Stay with this, don't skip, because this is the turning point. The next time you feel that pause, that quiet inner signal, do not rush past it. Just stop. Even for a few seconds. Breathe, and notice. Notice what your heart is saying beneath the noise. Notice what feels light, and what feels heavy. Notice what brings a sense of calm, and what creates pressure. That is your guide. It has always been there, not to control you, but to align you. And the more you honor it, the stronger it becomes. The more you listen, the clearer it speaks. Until one day, you won't feel lost in decisions anymore. You won't second-guess every step. You'll simply know. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are connected again. And here's the quiet truth that few ever realize. The life you've been searching for doesn't begin with a big moment. It begins with a small choice, repeated consistently. A choice to listen. A choice to trust. A choice to stop ignoring what was always meant to guide you. And in the final moment, you'll understand why this message found you exactly when it did. And now, everything comes together in a way you didn't expect. Think about this moment, right here, right now. Out of all the noise, all the distractions, all the things you could have focused on, you are here, hearing this. That is not random. Stay till the end, because this final realization holds something you won't want to miss. You were never meant to keep repeating the same patterns. You were never meant to feel stuck between choices, unsure of which way to go. The reason it felt that way is because you were disconnected from the one place where clarity begins. But now, you are aware. And awareness changes everything. The serious mistake you've been making was not obvious. It wasn't loud. It didn't look like failure from the outside. But it slowly pulled you away from your own inner direction. Ignoring yourself. Ignoring that quiet truth. Ignoring the moments that ask you to pause, to reflect, to choose differently. But here's what makes this moment powerful. You can change it instantly. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now. With one simple decision, to listen the next time that feeling appears. Because once you do, you break the cycle. You step out of confusion and into clarity. You stop drifting, and start moving with intention. And from this point forward, something will feel different. Not dramatic. Not overwhelming. Just quietly, powerfully different. As if you finally remembered something you were never supposed to forget. And now, take a breath, because this is where the quiet transformation becomes your reality. You don't need to search any further. You don't need to chase something outside of you. What you were about to miss is already within reach. Don't skip this final feeling, stay with it. From this moment on, life will still present choices, questions, and crossroads. But you will no longer meet them the same way. You will pause. You will notice. You will listen. And in that simple space, something powerful happens. You begin to trust yourself again. Not the hurried version of you, not the distracted version of you, but the calm, aware, deeply grounded version that has always known the way. This is how everything changes, quietly, but completely. You won't need constant reassurance. You won't feel pulled in every direction. You will move with a sense of clarity that feels natural, steady, real. And the mistake that once held you back? It loses its power the moment you choose differently. So as you move forward from here, remember this feeling. The stillness. The awareness. The quiet certainty. Because something truly meaningful has just shifted inside you. And this time, you didn't ignore it. And now, one last truth remains, and it is simpler than you ever imagined. Everything you've just felt, everything that quietly awakened inside you, was never meant to stay here in this moment alone. Don't let this fade. Stay with this, because this is where it becomes part of who you are. There will be days when the noise returns. Moments when you feel rushed again. Times when old patterns try to pull you back into reacting instead of listening. But now, you will notice. That is the difference. You will catch the pause. You will recognize the feeling. And even if you don't get it perfect every time, you will return to it faster, stronger, clearer. Because something inside you has already shifted. You are no longer unaware. You are no longer disconnected. You are no longer moving without direction. And here is the quiet, powerful realization that will stay with you long after this moment ends. You were never missing the answer. You were only missing the willingness to hear it. Now you have both. And from this point forward, every step you take carries a different energy. Calm. Clear. Intentional. Because you finally stopped ignoring the one voice that was always guiding you forward. And now, this is the moment that quietly seals everything you've discovered. Nothing outside you has changed. But everything within you has shifted. Don't let this pass you by, because this is where it becomes real in your everyday life. From this point on, every choice, no matter how small, holds a new kind of awareness. A gentle pause before you speak. A moment of clarity before you decide. A quiet sense of knowing before you move. This is how your life transforms, not in one dramatic leap, but in steady, meaningful steps. You will begin to feel the difference. Situations that once confused you will feel simpler. Paths that once felt uncertain will feel clearer. And even when life feels unpredictable, you will carry a calm certainty within you. Because you are no longer ignoring what matters most. You are honoring it. And here is the final truth, the one that was waiting for you from the very beginning. The mistake was never permanent. It was only a moment of disconnection. And the moment you chose to listen again, you found your way back. So walk forward now, not with pressure, not with doubt, but with a quiet confidence that something within you is finally aligned. And this time, you will not ignore it. And now, let this final moment settle gently within you. There is nothing more you need to chase, nothing more you need to prove. Just this awareness, this calm, steady presence that now walks with you. Hold on to this, not tightly, but consciously. Because from here on, life will continue to move, moments will come and go, and decisions will still appear in front of you. But you are different now. You will feel it in the way you pause before reacting. In the way you listen before deciding. In the way you trust what quietly feels right, even when it doesn't need to be explained. This is the quiet strength that was always within you. Not loud. Not forced. Just real. And here is what makes this so powerful. You don't have to get everything perfect. You don't have to always choose flawlessly. You only need to remember, to return to that inner awareness, again and again. Because every time you do, you realign. Every time you listen, you move forward with clarity. Every time you pause, you step closer to a life that truly feels like yours. So as this moment fades into your day, carry this with you. You didn't miss your chance. You didn't lose your way. You simply remembered something essential, at exactly the right time. And now, you will never ignore it again. And now, in this quiet closing moment, something gentle but powerful becomes clear. This wasn't just a message. It was a reminder. A reminder of who you are when you are fully present, when you are not rushing, not doubting, not ignoring the quiet truth within you. Let this stay with you, don't let it drift away as just another passing thought. Because from here forward, every moment gives you a choice. To pause, or to rush. To listen, or to ignore. To move with awareness, or to fall back into distraction. And now, you know the difference. You've felt it. That stillness. That clarity. That quiet sense of alignment that doesn't need validation from anything outside of you. This is where your strength lives. Not in doing more, but in being more aware. Not in forcing outcomes, but in trusting the direction that unfolds when you are truly present. And as you step back into your life after this moment, carry this truth gently. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly at the point where awareness has returned. And from here, every step becomes more intentional, more peaceful, more real. Because you finally chose to stop ignoring what mattered most. And that choice will quietly shape everything that comes next. And now, as everything settles into stillness, there is one final realization waiting for you. It has been with you from the very beginning, quiet, patient, never forcing itself into your awareness. But now, you can see it. Don't let this slip away, stay with this last moment. The life you've been trying to figure out was never meant to be controlled step by step. It was meant to be felt, understood, and gently followed. Every answer you searched for, every clarity you hoped would appear, was already forming within you, waiting for your attention. And the moment you stopped ignoring it, everything began to align. Not perfectly, but meaningfully. And that is what truly matters. Because a meaningful path doesn't rush you. It doesn't confuse you endlessly. It invites you, one step at a time, into a life that feels right, even when it's still unfolding. So from this moment forward, let things be simple. Pause when you need to. Listen when something feels off. Trust when something feels calm and clear. And remember this above all. You were never far from the truth. You were only one quiet moment away from hearing it. And now, you have heard it. So walk forward, not searching, not doubting, but knowing that something within you is finally awake, aware, and guiding you exactly where you need to be. And now, in this final whisper of understanding, everything becomes beautifully simple. You don't need to hold on to every word you heard, you only need to carry the feeling. That quiet awareness. That gentle pause. That inner clarity that asked you to listen, and this time, you did. Let this be the moment you remember, not because it was loud, but because it was real. Because something within you shifted without force, without pressure, just a calm recognition of what has always been true. From here on, life will still move, the world will still be busy, and distractions will still appear. But you now have something deeper than all of that. A steady center. A quiet knowing. A presence that doesn't rush, doesn't panic, doesn't ignore. And that changes everything. So when the next decision comes, pause. When the next feeling rises, notice. When the next path appears, listen. Not because you are searching anymore, but because you are connected. This is how you move forward now. Calm. Aware. Aligned. Because the mistake that once held you back, no longer has a place in your journey. You saw it. You understood it. And most importantly, you chose differently. And that one choice will echo through every step you take from here. And now, just before this moment fades, there is one last truth to hold on to. Not something distant, not something complicated, but something quietly powerful. This is your reminder. Not of what to do next, but of how to be. Because everything you've heard, everything you've felt, was never about changing who you are. It was about returning to yourself. Don't rush past this feeling. Let it stay with you, even after this moment ends. There will be times when you forget. Times when the noise gets louder again. Times when you almost fall back into ignoring that quiet voice within. But now, something is different. You will recognize it sooner. You will return to yourself faster. You will pause, even if just for a second, and that second will be enough to guide you back. And that is how real change happens. Not all at once. But in small, conscious moments, chosen again and again. So as you move forward, carry this gently. You are not searching anymore. You are not lost anymore. You are listening. And that changes everything. Because the moment you truly listen, is the moment you begin to live with clarity, peace, and quiet confidence. And this time, you won't ignore it.